Honorable Minister for Roads, Transport, Highways and Shipping, Shri Nitin Gadkari, the Secretary Defence Production, Shri Ashok Kumar Gupta, Vice Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Karambir Singh, CWPNA, Vice Admiral Deshpande, Ms. Jyoti Vij, the Director General, Deputy Director General of FICCI, Mr. Bernard Busson, the Managing Director of DCNS India, Mr. Suman Bose, the CEO and Managing Director of Siemens India, flag officers, senior officers, captains of industry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a distinct honor and a proud privilege for me to accord a very warm welcome to our chief guest, the Honorable Minister, Shri Nitin Gadkari, and the eminent participants for this valedictory session of the international seminar organized by FICCI on building the future Indian Navy and realizing the Make in India initiative. The blueprint for the future Indian Navy is firmly anchored on self-reliance and indigenization. India has a glorious tradition for building warships which dates back to centuries. As you're all aware, the oldest warship afloat in the world today, HMS Trincomalee, was built in Bombay Docks, the same location which is the Naval Dockyard at Mumbai today, 200 years ago in 1817. During that period, we also had many famous ships and warships built at Mumbai. Regrettably, when the transition took place from sail to steam and wood to steel, we got left behind because India then was not part of the Industrial Revolution. The revival of our maritime capabilities and shipbuilding took place after independence, when the Navy promulgated its first plans paper for the future Indian Navy way back in 1948. We inducted naval architects into the Indian Navy in 1955, and we built our first warship, the patrol vessel Lioness Ajay, at the Garden Reach shipyard in Kolkata in 1961. We set up our Naval Design Directorate in 1964, and over the past 50 years, our naval designers have designed and our shipyards have built ships for the Indian Navy. This has led to the transformation from a buyer's navy to a builder's navy. Today, it's a matter of great pride that all the 40 ships and submarines under construction for the Indian Navy are being built in Indian shipyards, both public and private. Not a single ship is on order on any foreign yard or submarine on order in any foreign yard. We also have acceptance of necessity of 60 ships and submarines which are going to be built in India. This is an excellent example of the Make in India initiative by the Indian Navy. When we have a critical look at the levels of indigenization, when we break up our warship into three major components of the float, move, and the fight segments, we find that in the float segment, we have achieved about 90% indigenization. That is because warship-grade steel has been developed by the DRDO and is being manufactured by Steel Authority of India Limited. It would make every Indian very proud to learn that our first indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant, under construction at the shipyard at Kochi, is being built with Indian steel. In the move segment, we have achieved only about 50 to 60% indigenization. And this provides an excellent opportunity for the industry to get into joint venture partnerships for manufacture of major propulsion systems, gas turbines, and future electric propulsion systems and auxiliary machinery under the Make in India initiative. In the fight component, we have achieved only about 30 to 40% indigenization, and this indeed is the focus of our attention. We have had some success in indigenization and manufacture and Make in India for some radars, sonars, communication systems, electronic warfare systems, combat management systems, some missiles, guns, torpedo launchers, but a lot is yet to be achieved. And the DRDO will have to look at development of cutting edge of technology, and our industry, both public and private, will have to look into partnerships for the Make in India initiatives for weapons and sensors for the Navy of the future. The Indian Navy has about 230 aircraft and helicopters, and naval aviation is on the threshold of transformation. The Navy is due to induct fighters, reconnaissance aircraft, surveillance aircraft, and helicopters into the Navy in the coming years. And this would provide huge avenues of opportunity for the Indian industry, for collaboration and joint ventures to make these aircraft and helicopters in India. The DPP 2016 has also provided adequate incentive for Make in India and indigenization. With that overview, I will now request and invite our first speaker, Mr. Bernard Bosson, who is the Managing Director of DCNS India Private Limited. He is an engineering graduate, Master's in Administration diplomat from the Paris University. His career started by working for a French company, International per Informatique, and he's held many important assignments in prestigious organizations, the last one being the CEO of EADS Singapore, before he took over as the Managing Director DCNS India in March 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bernard Bosson for the industry address.